reckon I've got this well sussed. 3 layers of plastic and tape will keep the smell in. And anyway, even if it does leak, the aniseed will cover it and put the dogs off. It's good dope, all right. I've got a packet for it when I get there. Let's see. I paid $400 for it. And by the way prices are now, I should get $2,500 at least. Take off the fare. Leaves me $1,600 to keep travelling on. I think I've got every angle covered. The only way I can get busted now is if someone at this end grasses on me. I won't go down, though. Always been lucky. I could handle it anyway.
You were actually trafficking. Why were you doing it?
Well, I suppose it was for the money at first.
I guess I was thinking about the money I was going to make, actually, I think, because that's why I was doing it. It was a commercial proposition so that I could keep on travelling.
Well, we were carrying marijuana. We didn't think much about it, really. It was just part of us. We'd have a smoke. Great. We had enough to last 3 months, maybe, and we'd sell a bit to help pay the way.
How did you get across the borders?
One day we decided to hitch into Germany just for the day. And in order to get over the border, there was a body search. There was only one customs guy, so it was a matter of strategy, really, just passing the dope from one to another. It's a bit scary. Getting to Greece, an unfamiliar border, we decided to plant the dope under a stone near a monument. And we got through fine, no suspicion whatsoever.
So you'd had one dry run, as it were, got through without drugs, and then you went back to try again?
Well, we came back out of the country, retrieved the dope and tried again, seeing as the first run was okay, and we were quite relaxed and confident. We got through the check okay, and then this guy came towards us with a dog, and the dog started... Dogs, it just happened so quickly. The next thing I knew, I was being searched, not just my clothing, but my body, every bit.
Did you give any thought to what would happen if you were busted?
No, not really.
Why not?
I suppose it's because I think that I always just imagined that I'd get away with it, you know. I'd just continue on my merry way, that'd be it.
You thought you'd be the lucky one?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I was the one who was going to breeze through. Everybody else was the ones that got caught, you know. They just weren't as smart as I was. Yeah, I soon found out that wasn't very true, though.
How did you feel at the time you were arrested?
Well, I was shattered, to say the least. I just couldn't think clearly at all. I was thinking very much in terms of just surviving from hour to hour than anything else. To draw an analogy, it's very similar to, I don't know, somebody being run over by a car and not knowing where the car's coming from or who's driving it or anything. Your whole nervous system is just absolutely turned upside down.
It was numbness at first, actually. It was, yeah, I thought, like, just what is happening to me? Suddenly I was surrounded by men with pointing guns at me, machine guns and things, you know, and there was no way I could talk to them, because, like, what we're talking about is a different language that I couldn't understand, and they couldn't understand me, and there was no way I could tell them, you know, really, I'm not such a bad guy. You don't really want to shoot me or anything like that. And I just couldn't get my point of view across at all. I was really scared.
There were guns and people were shouting, thing in Greek, you know, they were talking about my future and I couldn't understand a word of it. It was frightening, really, and degrading.
Strip searched me, you know, took all my clothes off and fingers up the bum, that sort of thing, isn't it? It's pretty degrading, that sort of thing.
What about your contact with the Australian Embassy? Did they help you?
No, they seemed incredibly offhand, to say the least. When I first got busted, I was just so confused. I mean, what do I do about lawyers and the embassy? It wasn't very helpful. It didn't seem to want to know anything about it.
No, there was a period of about 6 or 7 weeks before they even contacted me. Because there was really nothing they could do. It was just one of those situations where you just got to sit there and stick it out, you know. I mean, you're really on your own when you're overseas.
How long do you think you'd be locked up for under the Japanese legal system?
Well, at first I was viewing it very much in regard to a sort of Australian system. It was incredibly naive of me. And under that system, if I'd been busted with the same quantity on me, I would have probably got a suspended sentence because I've got no previous record. But you know, it was after being interviewed or interrogated by the Japanese that I suddenly realised that the Australian legal system didn't apply, and I was in a lot deeper trouble than I first thought I was. It was later, after talking to them, that I actually discovered that it was probably, I was going to be expecting 4 or 5 years. And I found out that to be pretty much the truth.
So the adventure turned sour?
That's one of the things that kids involved in this sort of thing really just don't understand. They just don't understand the possible consequences involved. They view it as a sort of an adventure type thing. And also, the other thing about it is they just don't appreciate the conditions of the jail that you're in.
What was the cell like?
Oh, oh, rat shit. It really was. It's a funny thing, you know, like when that door slammed shut behind me, that was the first time the whole thing really hit me, really caught up with me, because you felt safe, like you heard the footsteps go away, and you knew you were okay, but by the same account, you knew you were totally trapped. There was just no way out of the situation, just this really small 4 walls around you. And the cell was... There was a tap dripping just against the far wall. That's all, just no sink, no nothing, just the tap. And it was just covered with gunk. And the whole place was just really filthy like that. I sat down on the bed, and a couple of minutes later again, I was you know, leapt up in the air because the thing was crawling with bugs. And that's just what the whole thing was like. It took a bit of getting used to it.
The only thing I could do to convince myself that I could get through or to help me was say to myself, you know, it's at least it's not as bad as having cancer.
Was it a primitive jail?
It's just so bad that I was thinking, or I thought after the event, that if it's that bad in Japan, which I thought was fairly civilised, then thank Christ I wasn't busted in Thailand or Indonesia.
What was prison food like?
The food was revolting. It was lots of cabbage, lots of really thick bread, 4th grade meat, pork fat. It was really oily.
Oh, it just made me want to chug it. Of course you do in the end. You got to eat it. You got to eat. Can't not.
Did you have a trial?
Yeah, well, sort of. I mean, there was a trial that I didn't get to attend it. I didn't go to it. And there were guys in the prison who they'd been there for 8 or 10 months, and they still hadn't had a trial. And that was the thing, you know. There was just no way of knowing when you were going to get out.
And how did you get out of it all?
Well, I don't like to remember too much about that, but I can remember feeling just so alone and so scared in that filth, and just having to go to desperate measures just to get out of the place.
What do you mean, desperate measures?
Well, talking with the guards in the prisons. I just couldn't stay in a place like that, and I knew that being a woman in a foreign country, I had to do something, and I did, and I got out. But just being alone in a place like that, you're just so scared, and it's just so soul-destroying.
What keeps you going? Thoughts of home?
Yeah. Yeah. You just wander around a lot of the time, trying to find things to do. It's the little things, really, that keep you going, you know? Like reading books or, yeah, writing letters home. Anything just to keep off the waiting.
You have to keep forcing it away from your mind that you're going to be staying there for years. And I mean, in a place like that, years are just inconceivable. I kept on trying to sort of force it away from my mind, but, you know, I mean, it always sort of keeps keeps looming up at you. You just feel so desolate, so alone.
How would you like the holiday of a lifetime? Free accommodation entirely at government expense, with all these added extras. Your very own made-to-measure casual wear. A new hairstyle, all free. And there's more. Ensuite facilities. Revel in courteous and friendly personalized room service. Sample ethnic cuisine. It's a taste sensation you will never forget. Participate freely in quaint local customs. Yes, don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to experience years of total security. It's up to you. It's in your hands. It's your choice.
The time seems endless, and for what?
It's like I said, you're just really on your own.
You're in another system, in somebody else's hands, and you feel utterly miserable.
And no help.